Hey guys, today is another guest game on the channel, and you definitely will know this one. I'll just let you enjoy the intro, and then we'll talk about it and start playing. Okay, so it is infamous Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles, the Hyperstone Heist. I got this game when I was 6 in the 90s, and I know that there is a Nintendo counterpart. It's called Turtles in Time. But in Europe, Genesis was a bit more popular, from my perspective at least, than Super Nintendo, SNES. So this is a game we all knew and we all played back in the days. And it is one of my favorites, yeah. So, obviously when we were talking about MannaRites inspirations, the first thing that comes to mind is Golden Axe. But actually Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is also a huge inspiration, and you will see why now. Alright, so Leonardo, he was always a leader. Michelangelo was more like a jester, a funny guy, if I remember correctly. Donatello was more like a technical dude, and Raphael was the toughest, like the rude one. But I'm gonna go with Mike, who was always my favorite, especially in the childhood. Evening news. This is April O'Neil reporting. What's going on? Right now, the Statue of Liberty and Manhattan are disappearing. I have the treasured Hyperstone from Dimension X, and it's only a matter of time before I conquer the world. Turtles, I dare you to challenge me. Ha ha ha! Hey Shadow, what's going on? We won't let you get away with this. We'll find you with our high energy detector. When I was a kid, I didn't know a word in English. I didn't even know how to read the English letters, so I couldn't understand anything. What's going on? Like, I only judged from the pictures. Obviously Shadow kidnapped Statue of Liberty and maybe like turned it into a toy or something, and that was my idea of what's going on there. But I couldn't read the text, obviously. So yeah, that was actually a plague of most of the titles I used to play as a kid. I had no idea what they were about, so I had to improvise somehow. Like, good thing was most of the games didn't actually require you to know what's going on, not the story. There were obviously like complicated games. For example, the thing that comes to mind is a flashback game where you actually have to understand what's going on. And I had difficulties with the game, especially like on the several levels where you actually have to read to understand what you have to do on some levels. Alright, so far it's good. It looks like I still got it. It's been about 5 years since I last played this game. Maybe I made my wife play it with me. As a kid I mostly played it with my brother or solo. So yeah. It has a lot of different attacks. It has 3 types of tackle strikes. Oh, I had these dudes. It always frightened me when I was a kid. They're too elusive. Okay, so most of the enemies, like 90-95% of the enemies, are these clown foot dudes, which are only different in color. I mean, like, if we're talking about their appearance, they have, I believe, like 6 or 7 varieties of these dudes, and they each of the type has its own like perk. For example, the red ones are the weakest ones, so they only hit with their fists. The blue ones are with the swords, and they can jump. This is advanced strike. There are also yellow ones, I believe, the violet ones, the gray ones. Yeah, so I think about 6 or 7. Oh, actually, fun fact, we didn't have any pizza back in the days when I was a kid. So I believe I only tasted pizza for the first time in like when I was maybe 12 or something. So ages after I played this game and ages after I actually watched this cartoon in the 90s. So it always was like something super delicious in my mind that I couldn't actually have. But since Turtles liked it so much, and I was a huge fan as a kid, especially of cartoons, probably my favorite one. And I always imagined that pizza is going to be something absolutely out of this world, something super delicious. And to be honest, I wasn't wrong. It is probably like in my top 5 favorite food now. So I understand it's not super healthy, but still. Turtles ate it all the time, and look at them, how healthy they are. I believe in Turtles in Time. They also have this funny effect when the enemies are actually flying at you at the screen. But Genesis version doesn't have it. Oh, I vaguely remember this car. This car is going to run over me, or not? Oh, not this one. Hard to tell. Yeah, it's been a while. I don't remember everything now. Still got it. Oh, this car is going to run over me. Alright. A funny thing that when I was a kid, obviously I couldn't read the manual, so I always had to deduce how to properly control the turtles. And I believe I have found out that there is a run button only like after a couple of years of owning the game, and I have figured out how to do the slide attack and all the other run-based attacks even later than this. So that was absolute mystery to me. So obviously they had a manual for the game which explained how to do that, but I couldn't read it. So yeah, that's a bummer. Check out how good is music in this game. It is pretty good, right? Every track for every level is actually something that you may enjoy listening without playing the game. And I still remember most of them, like I could probably even like play it on piano or something, just from my head. Very good. Somehow I feel that a lot of game developers don't put enough effort or thought into music, and that's a big mistake. Some games even don't have music at all. Well, I understand that sometimes it is needed, but music is like a soul of the game from my perspective. Like it creates the atmosphere. Just imagine like Lord of the Rings movie without the music. It's still going to be good, but not nearly as good as it is. So music is very important, and I know that a lot of indie developers nowadays they do not have an in-house composer due to the limited budget, of course. So they're like buying some tracks on Audio Jungle that more or less fit the game from their perspective, and that's it. But that's not fun. I don't know. Mostly soundtrack in this kind of game. Oh, sorry. I have to shut up now. You are too immature to hang with me. Actually, I don't remember this dude from the cartoon. Maybe he was there, maybe he wasn't. Good lord. Actually, look at the pattern this boss has. If we're talking in a MannaRites context, does this remind you of anyone you know from MannaRites? Like, it's basically how the mages work. So, they're throwing stuff at you, then if you hit them, they teleport to different side of the screen to get a tactical advantage. I never thought of it actually, but there are similarities between more similarities than I thought between Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and MannaRites than I care to admit. Scene 2: A mysterious ghost ship. Oh, I'm so bad at it. I'm so bad at this. Oh jeez. Yeah, I'm gonna get hit a lot here. I'm traditionally bad at this stage. Oh no. Jeez. It is. Oh, good lord. It is pretty cool. I like the stage because, like, it's very different from the base game. But it has similar mechanics, but still it's like a game within a game. It is pretty cool when the games do that. Turtles in Time, I believe, had the same stage. Right. This is hilarious, really. Oh, good lord. I'm so clumsy. Well, actually, now that I think of it, the game doesn't create that many unique game situations, because, like, enemies are not that different. They are different, but they're not that different to force you to act differently. Basically, I don't think it's a bad thing, but game can actually be completed with just a single. Hold on a sec. Alright. I remember this. So game can actually be completed with just a single strike, with a slide strike, and that's it. So you don't have to do much else. In these terms, game is pretty uniform in the game situations they offer you. So I don't think it's bad. It's still a lot of fun. Like I'm genuinely enjoying it. I think it's a lot of fun, and it's what do you call it? It creates oh jeez, right. So there's crosses on the floor, and loose boards that hit you in the face if you step on it. Yeah, this is the ultimate strike of this game. Actually, the slide strike also reminds me of MannaRites, and it's slide strike, which allows you to go under the bullets that are flying at you and under like enemy attacks. So that is a bit of similar. Jeez. Maybe I didn't even realize how much this game actually influenced me. Oh, good lord. Yeah, I'm still getting used to the buttons. Like I'm using a bit different control scheme now. Oh no. Oh jeez. Yeah, so I should have held the jump button for a bit longer. Like this. So when I press and strike on my way up, I'm doing this slow kick. And if I'm pressing on the way down from the jump, I'm actually using this very fast. This is actually very similar to how mirror works in MannaRites. Jesus! It is similar to how mirror works in MannaRites. Jeez. I took so much from this game without even realizing it. Yeah. Well, to be fair, I played this game. I played the hell out of the game. If back in the days, Genesis obviously didn't have a tracker of time, but it was probably played as much as Golden Axe. So probably one of my top played games. I would think easily like close to couple thousand hours in this game. So no surprise here that it actually affected me that much, influenced my take on beat 'em up genre. I actually think I are already about halfway through the game now. Interesting. When I was a kid, it actually seemed very long one. It seems like time actually starts to fly faster when you're grown up. So kids don't grow up, it's a trap. So yeah, why I decided to play this game at all? Because recently a new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game was released. Actually, the same day that Adrenaline update came out. So I'm I'm competing with the biggest beat 'em up release of the last several years. Maybe it's only comparable in the last decade, only comparable to the Streets of Rage 4. Which I absolutely love, by the way. So, I haven't played the new game, I believe it's called Shredder's Revenge, or something has to do with Shredder. But I totally want to, it's just I'm a bit busy. I cannot play a lot of games nowadays, but I'm definitely going to check this out. So yeah, that just reminded me of this game, and I decided why not to give it another go, since I enjoy it so much. I wonder how... Am I going to play these games of my childhood when I get old? I always thought that You look delicious. I'm hungry for some turtle soup. When he appears on the scene, Rocksteady, jeez. Good lord, he's gonna kill me. I don't remember him being such a badass before. So when he appears on the scene, I always thought that it was Shredder who actually gave him a kick. Because he's like holding his butt like he just got hit in it. So sad that this game doesn't actually have a Bebop. I kinda like him. It has Rocksteady, but it doesn't have a Bebop. That's weird. Remember, and see you next time, I'll beat you. How are you supposed to beat me? You just blew up. You're literally blew up to pieces, dude. How are you supposed to beat me now? When I was a kid, I always thought that Kawabanga actually means something. Like it has a literal meaning, or like in English, or in, I don't know, in Japanese. So maybe it actually has, now that I think of it. But I still have no idea what it means and where it came from. If you know what Kawabanga is, write in comments. This is probably one of my favorite levels in the game, because it's, first of all, it's absolutely beautiful, and the second of all, the music is great. Alright, this is a flamethrower, dudes. I'm not sure if I got this one. I kinda like this concept that there are enemies that are only appearing on the screen to get a chance to attack you, but at the same time, you don't have to kill them. You may kill them, but you don't have to. They'll eventually retreat on themselves. I think it is a good idea. Again. Oh, I'm lucky today. I used to miss all the time when I was a kid. It is a lot of fun to deflect projectiles back at the enemy, like enemies shooting at you and you're like hitting it with a weapon, and the projectile is actually oh jeez, these guys. Frankly, I don't. I hate this hit that actually like takes a bit of health from you. Every time I use it, I actually use it accidentally. And I never actually thought, I never saw any usefulness in this. Like, enemies don't hurt me that much as I hurt myself with this strike. Maybe it makes more sense on a harder level of difficulty, but like, I like how it's done in Streets of Rage 4. Every time you use a strike, this strike that reduces your own health, it doesn't reduce it permanently. It actually gives you a way to restore it. So it just takes a bit of your health away, and then as you it's not taken permanently. It still can be seen on a health bar, and as you attack enemies, you restore it. You can actually restore it to the previous state. But if you get hit at some point, all this like temporary part of the health bar that can be restored. It goes away, so you can't restore it anymore. I think it's pretty cool. I enjoy it a lot. But in this way, how it's done in Teenage Mutant Turtles, I always try to avoid making the strike as much as possible, because like it takes away my own health. What's the point? So it's not even that great actually. I don't know. It is weird. Yeah, the Japanese stage, Shredder's Hideout is probably the best in this game. It's great. I hate the statues. I remember them too well. They're like hitting you with lasers. And then I can actually stun lock you if you're not, if you're really unlucky. For not permanently, but for several strikes. Woo! And that's all. For some reason I remember it to be much harder than it was now. Do they explain why ninjas of the Foot Clan actually exploding? Because if I remember correctly, they were just ordinary people. Well, not ordinary, obviously, they were ninjas, but still. You must defeat my foot soldiers before you find me. Yeah, so it's apparently it's a master of the Foot Clan, these ninjas. It is easier than I remember, for some reason. Back when I was a kid, I always thought that at this point his leg is broken and he's saying master. I always thought that he's calling me master. It's like I defeated him, so I'm his master now. But apparently he was calling to Shredder, actually. The Gauntlet. One of my favorite levels, actually. I know that there are a lot of games that do that. Streets of Rage, for example. Oh, yeah. Streets of Rage, for example, had a stage with all the bosses in it, and it is a good idea for beat 'em up. At least from my perspective. Going strong. L head. What does the L stands for? Like lizard? Leonard? Check out the animations of Michelangelo. Pretty cool, huh? Oh no, this guy is going to kick my ass again. Or not. Oh yes. Also, the weird thing about the game, even though it's like a lot of fun, difference between Turtles, gameplay difference. There's not actually like that much, except for the range. What's so different? Is there any difference between the Turtles, except for the attack range, of course, and animations? But animation speed is the same. Animations are different, but animation speed is the same. So it appears that difference between Turtles is just cosmetic one. I believe in the new game, the Shredder's Revenge, at least judging from the videos I've seen. When I try to talk and play at the same time, I always get super bad at the game. So when there is an intense moment, I tend to just shut up and concentrate on the game. So the new game, I believe, at least judging by the videos I've seen on YouTube, it fixed this problem. Turtles have different abilities and different like gameplay styles, which is fun. I enjoy that in beat 'em up games. I enjoy when beat 'em up games actually like gives different characters with different play style. That's what I've tried to do in MannaRites. Like every character has to have unique features, unique strong sides, unique like play styles. I think it more or less worked, at least from my perspective. Like they are a bit different in the way you play them, so it is a good thing to do. Alright, so who's next? Oh, it's a Buster Stockman. My Mousers will stop you! Mousers? My Mousers. I believe there was like a pre-World War I gun called Mauser. Yeah, killing this boss is always very annoying and takes a lot of time. Because there's basically just one strike you can use against him. Or maybe there are more, but I just didn't find them in my lifetime. So if there is a more convenient way to kill the Buster Stockman, please let me know in the comments section. Yeah, so take a look at this game. It is old. It's 25 years old. It's probably older than most of the people who are going to watch this video, but it is still a lot of fun. It's still on par with the modern games in terms of having fun. So why do people concentrate that much on graphics nowadays and so little they concentrate on the gameplay, on the gameplay features in general? Like, graphics is not everything. I remember enjoying games which had no graphics at all, or like nominal graphics, like early Ultimas, or even like text quests in which you actually had to read the text and imagine stuff in your head instead of having super graphics. And it still worked. It still worked for players. It still worked for me, and I still may enjoy games like this occasionally. Why are developers concentrating that hard on the graphics? Dead end! But the detector indicates that he's close by. Welcome, puny turtles. Fools feel the wrath of the Hyperstone. Hey dudes, let's go! The final shell shock. What's a shell shock? No, really. I know there's something turtles say. Oh, shell shock. But what does it mean? Is it like a wordplay of some sort? Like turtles have shells? Oh, that is pretty cool. I love it. I love how they leave holes in a glass. It always confused me when I was a kid how Technodrome is actually such a positive and attractive place. It's always like well lit. It looks like a high technology office. Like this is how Apple office may look like. I don't know. Apparently Krang takes care of the place and makes it attractive for people to work in. Like his IT team, for example, if it has one. Maybe he's a solo developer just like me. Oh, good lord. Badass Mauser. Hey, imagine the game where there is like a superhero fighting against you, and you take control of not the hero itself, but actually of enemies on his way. And your goal, obviously you're going to die a lot as different enemies you take under control, but eventually your goal is to not let him to continue through the level, eventually kill him, but he's so much stronger than you, so it's like a beat 'em up, but reversed. So you actually take control of enemies, and the hero himself is much more powerful, so you have actually zero chance against him one-on-one, because he has like a lot of superpowers, a lot of special strikes, which may one-hit you. And before that happens, you actually get to build the dungeon, the level. Superhero comes through and get to hire enemies, which you can then take under control. That's a cool concept. Gotta write it down. Good lord, what is... Oh right, these things. I hate them. I absolutely hate them. Oh. I'm dead. I'm dead. Oh good lord, for Christ's sake. This is actually my first health, full health I lost in the game. It's not that bad. But still, these things are... I won't go there. I'm not going there. You come here. I'm not going there. No way. Good lord. This thing looks like a giant version of what I put into my dishwasher. Okay, so guys, if you know how to avoid these blue balls, if you know how to avoid these blue balls, write a comment. I have no idea, they're too jumpy. Maybe it's possible to just get the timing right, to jump over it when it's in the lowest point. I hope there are no more blue balls in this game. My toes! Animation is pretty cool. I absolutely love how Turtles, being funny and being absolutely non-serious, at the same time, we're pretty serious about the lore, we're pretty serious about what's going on there, about like the characters, about what's like going on with the world, and it offered actually like pretty serious plots, well written, like with the character drama, and they were always consistent. They never broke the fourth wall or like did something incredibly stupid that breaks the canon, like the recent Star Wars new trilogy did several times. I'll show you the power of Super Krang. I don't remember the voice of Krang. It was something like... Is he vulnerable? I tried to hit him, but I cannot. Oh, right. Hitbox. Rocket Man. It's funny how I always perceived this costume of Krang as a character, because it's like it has its own expression, it has its own like green personality, even though it doesn't talk. Still, it feels like it's a character that just carries Krang inside. But in fact, it's just an exoskeleton for Krang to hang around. Whoa. Alright, so I have to look at the shadows, at the tiny shadows on the ground. That's it. He almost got me though. I couldn't stop you, but Super Shadow Wheel. He looked like he was in a flying potty. Oh, that's a well-timed design. Look, an elevator level. How familiar. Alright, so every beat-em-up game, almost every beat-em-up game, has an elevator level of some version of it. Like, I think every Streets of Rage version had an elevator level, or at least starting from the second one. I've never tried to play this game on hard, because it was always too hard for me as a kid. But given how easy it is for me to play it now, maybe it makes sense to actually play it on hard, to give myself a bit of a challenge. So this game doesn't actually... well, the hard is just means that enemies are going to have more health and are going to hit you harder, but they're not going to be like different in any way. Like artificial intelligence is going to be different, or they're going to learn new tricks. That's not like super fun to just have to hit an enemy 20 times instead of 5 times. Maybe it creates a bit more tension, so maybe I should try it. Hey, hey. That was cool. I always thought when I was a kid, I always thought that these enemies are also have nunchucks like Michelangelo, but apparently it's not a nunchucks. It's like it's like a nunchucks but tied together. There is a name for it, but I just don't know it. I don't remember. I used to know it. I like how they decided to, instead of keep on doing the same routine, like stop on the floor, open doors, and get enemies, at the end, game developers decided to speed up things a bit and just make them appear out of thin air, so we won't have to waste time on moving between floors and stuff like that, and waiting for doors to open. So it is a pretty cool idea. Like, because at this point you're probably already tired of this. Like, go from the floor to floor and wait. Oh, it's a shredder. He just got bigger. Now I'll show you the real power of the Hyperstone. I remember Shredder being disappointingly easy. I think even Rocksteady is harder than Shredder. Even like any of them, actually. So this is probably a bit of a disappointment for the final boss to be just a purely distance based. Personally, I would probably come up with some sort of like mixed variants when he became enraged and like you cannot actually go near him to attack him and he's attacking you, so you're forced to keep the distance, and then he's attacking you with distance strike, and here's when you have to attack. Yeah, so that was ridiculously easy. But once again, I'm playing on easy difficulty, so why should it be hard? The evil villain, Shredder, has been defeated, and our city has been returned to its normal size. Who is really responsible for saving the city? The true answer is shrouded in mystery. This has been April Neal reporting. Good night. Notice that dude who jumped in the crowd in front of the camera. So that's it. That was surprisingly short. Surprisingly short. When I was a kid, it felt like I spent a week in this game to finally complete it, but now it's like 45 minutes or something. Crazy, crazy. And in this brief 45 minutes, so much they squeezed in, so much, so many levels, so many different aesthetics, so many enemies, so many stuff. That's amazing. I believe like in MannaRites, the Osa level alone takes about like 25 minutes, and it's not that diverse at this game. Well, it is great. I don't think anyone would object to that. This game is pretty cool. Okay, so if anyone watched it, I hope you had a good time, and I encourage you to get this game or Turtles in Time, or maybe catch up with the cartoons from the 90s. They're still fun. Like, does the phrase suck a lemon hold any meaning for you? So yeah. It was a blast from the past, and it went well. I enjoyed it a lot, and I think you will too if you try this game. Yeah, 44.50. That's cool. Okay, guys, see ya.